حقا مرة ثانية دنقنرونبا في 3 معكم اخوكم عبد السلام. واحنا الحين وقفنا بعد ما كشفنا من اللي قتل تانكو واللي هو كان كيو، والحين ما نعرف من اللي قتل انجي. نحاول نكتشف مين اللي قتله. يلا نبدا نكمل. وش اللغز الباقي؟ اكيد لانه فجأة اذا واحد اعترف قال انا القاتل وقال صح عليك. وش الدليل؟ وش الدليل اللي لحظة هذول حقت انجي ف نسحب عليها. دليل له علاقة بقصة انجي. هل هو هذه الدم اللي على خشبة؟ يمكن، بس خلينا نكمل زيادة. لحظة، هذا الدم الناشف فيه، ما نعرف حق مين. هل هذا دم انجي؟ لا، وبعد كان ناشف. اوكي. علمي علمك. ليش كان ناشف؟ It happened before the seance. It was there before Tenko was killed. It happened before the seance. أو يجد واحد زي كذا اللي تو It happened before the seance. It happened before Tenko's murder. يعني يشبه نفس الشيء بقوة. أكيد. طب شلون جاء الدم هناك؟ ما اتوقع كوكيتشي. الوحيد اللي جرحه كان تانكو، كوكيتشي وانجي. انجي؟ يب، دم انجي لانه ناشف لانه بعد الدم مو دم، عفوا، سبب انه شافوا انها انجي ماتت الساعة 2 ف هل هي ماتت بنفس الغرفة؟ إذا الصدق والله وش الصدفة ذي الغبية؟ صح، صادق هي اتفقت ماكي قالت مو معناته انها ماتت هناك، انها ماتت لقينا جثته هناك معناته انها ميتة بالمختبر، يمكن انها ماتت هناك مثل ريوما. صح. يعني كلنا مشتبهين. صدق وراها كانت بتطلع. يعني شلون يعني القاتل قاعد يمشي وفجأة لقاه طالع قال هي يلا برتكب جريمة. لحظة، وراها انجي تبي تروح للغرف الفاضية. ما بهن شيء. ما اتوقع انك تكذب، اتوقع تقول الصدق. مين اللي خايف بالله؟ اسأل نفسه ليش تروح الغرفة الفاضية؟ If she hung upside down, Necronomicon, the cage child.
She was killed in the empty room instead.
أكيد.
She left her lab on her own?
But why would she go into an empty room? There shouldn't have been anything in there.
صح.
Except for candles.
That's it. She wanted a candle.
ليش تبي شمعة؟
Keep herself awake at night. She would drip hot wax on her body.
ايوه.
That sounds like something only you would do, Mia.
صعب اتفق مع هذه اللي بدي اطلق على هذا اتفق اقول ايه. كوكيتشي سي. Only candles. اصبر. لا لا لا.
The art research lab.
نكرونوميكون. دقيقة هندسيز. يب عرفت ليش تبي. هي تبي تروح للغرف هذه عشان تاخذ الشمعة. تبي شمعة هي. لأن عشان تحرق الكتاب.
That's it. Angie went to that room to get a candle.
Yeah, for kinky wax play.
لا مو بكذا.
No. Angie was going to use it for the ritual. According to the Necronomicon, to resurrect the dead.
تحتاج تحرق الكتاب.
Then did she seek out a candle so she could burn the book?
أكيد شلون تحرقه يعني.
That's right. There's nothing to start a fire with in Angie's lab. So she went to go get a candle from one of the empty rooms.
And that's when the culprit attacked her.
That's why there was dried blood underfloor.
يعني صدفت فجأة ان ماتت بغرفة اللي بنص وحين نختار غرفة بنص اللي صارت بها جريمة تانكو.
Which means Angie was attacked in the same room the seance was held. Bravo, Himiko. Well done for choosing that room for the seance. If we hadn't done the seance in that room, then Tenko's murder would have been in another room.
ما كنا عارف ان الجثتين بنفس المكان.
If that happened, no one would have discovered Angie's blood stain under the floorboards.
That's right. Shuichi and I only checked under the floorboards where Tenko died.
صح.
Yep, it's all thanks to Himiko for choosing the same room as Angie. This must be a two as will. Or maybe.
يخلي يجي انفصام في الشخصية ما تدري هل هو اتوا ولا هل هي قوة السحر حقه.
It's neither. I just
لا والله عقل اعترفت الحين.
Hold on. You're all acting as though you've proven that is fact already.
والله عاد لقينا الدم ما يكذب موجود هناك.
You claim Angie was murdered in the empty room and then moved to the lab?
ايه هذا اللي نقولوه حنا.
Then how do you explain the large amount of blood in the lab? It may be possible to carry a body, but blood cannot be moved.
اشطرطون واحد لازك شطرطون عالية.
I think she was still alive after the attack in the empty room.
او لا صح ضرب على راسه وداخت.
She was killed after she was carried to her lab.
Was it the proof that Angie was still alive after being attacked? وش من كم فايل the victim the victim was stabbed in the torso. Fourth head injury crystallized victim. Fourth head was not bleeding as much as should. هذه
This is it.
كانت يقول مرة كوما فايل بس ما هو ما
The
حدد.
fatal wound was a cut to the back of her neck from the katana,
ما كان ضربة الراس.
but she also showed signs of blunt force trauma, and I think I know why. After Angie was knocked unconscious in the empty room, she was killed in her lab.
يعني ضربه دوخه شاله المختبر وذبحه هناك.
I see. So that puddle of blood is from the killing blow.
يعطيك العافية كايتو. ما تقصر.
It's all clear now. Angie was attacked in the empty room, carried to her lab,
ايه
and it was there that the culprit finished her off.
طب مين اللي ذبحها؟
Clear. This is all clear.
وراه عندك أسئلة؟
What are you all talking about?
وش بك؟
All clear. What is all clear?
كيو تعوذ من ابليس.
What
What are you? All clear?
وش بك؟
What are you all? You what? What are?
انت اللي وش
I will
بك؟
not fear.
اه
I will not back down.
Sweet Korekio, calm yourself.
اوكي احنا وين رايحين؟ شكله مخطي فمه. انا وراي بكل اللعبة ذيك مالي اسأل نفسي واسئلة زيادة. اوكي نبدأ.
Words are all hollow. There is no meaning to any of them.
حتى شويتشي منصدم يقول وش ذا؟
You must teach these ignorant children a lesson.
Yes, you're right. Okay, I'll teach them.
وش بك انت بك شكله بانفصام في الشخصية.
What the hell are you mumbling about? You're giving me the goddamn willies!
أوه.
Not yet. Nothing is clear at all.
معك ما في شيء واضح.
It's full of doubts, of mysteries, of a dense, impenetrable fog.
شكله توم خاص بيرسونا 4.
Nothing is clear at all.
شو الحين رايحين؟ انا قلب فجأة طلع له مراه. هو مرة ولا رجال الحين؟ هم متلخبط.
Angie was attacked in the empty room first,
ايه
and then carried into the research lab? Impossible! Impossible! That's nothing but a delusion!
عندك دليل؟
Poison our minds with your delusions?
عندك دليل شيء يثبت؟
No delusion. Angie's two external wounds tell the story.
الحين عندنا أدلة أنت ما عندك شيء.
Struck in the empty room. She was carried to the art research lab and then killed.
You say the culprit carried Angie's body,
إيه
and not a single drop of blood fell? The hallway and empty room had no blood stains.
بام. أو لا اخترت غلط. لا اخترت غلط.
You say the culprit carried Angie's body, and not a single drop of blood fell? The hallway and empty room had no blood stains. Even if you wipe them down later, there'd still be traces of evidence left behind. But there was no evidence anywhere, was there, Shuichi?
لأنك في أحد حط شطرطون عالية.
There was evidence left at the scene. The bloody tape under Angie's body. What?
الشطرطون ما شفته؟
Her head to stop the bleeding while she was being carried. Bloody tape? Gonta didn't notice at all.
أنت أصلا ما قربت الجثة عشان تتكلم.
It was under the body. It's most likely evidence the culprit should have gotten rid of.
يعني حتى اللي ارتكب الجريمة ما يدري.
But since it
أتوقع واضح الحين من اللي ارتكب الجريمة.
dispose of it.
It must have fallen as the fatal blow was dealt and ended up under her body.
Must have been Atua who did that for us.
لا.
What? Atua? How long are you going to keep that up?
Now we know most of the mystery behind Angie's murder.
I'm convinced there's only one person who could have killed Angie.
من هو قصدك ذا اللي خايف الحين قام طنم العافية اللي قاعد يتنافض؟ نفس الشخص؟
It has to be you. It's you, Kyo.
ضغط اكس. وقفت.
What the fuck? So it's true!
اي.
Well, that was obvious. Such a boring, obvious answer.
طب انا ما تكلمت.
Killed both of them.
صدق وراه ذبح الاثنين.
Why did you kill them?
In terms of pure logic, only one victim was necessary to win.
الاثنين ما كان لهم داعي.
Why you killed them both? I think one of the murders was an accident.
شلون واحدة بينهم كان خطأ؟
An accident?
That's right. It wasn't part of the plan. Huh? Which one?
اللي كانت خطأ تانكو كان مخطط له حقت انجي. يمكنه كان يجهز الجريمة حق تانكو ثم فجأة انجي طبت عليه بالغرفة الفاضية وشافته فهو النكب.
It wasn't accident? That's right. Kyo originally planned to kill someone with a seesaw trick. But while he was making preparations in the empty room, Angie walked in,
وقفته.
so he decided to kill her in order to keep her from talking.
She just happened to walk in on the culprit setting up and was killed.
كان مجرد خطأ زي دنقنرونبا 2 يوم ناسي نسيت شو اسم البنت الصغيرة اللي دخلت على واحد ثاني وهي ترتكب الجريمة
Then
وذبحت على طول.
just stop there. He killed Angie. There was no reason for him to kill Tinkle.
صدق.
You only needed to kill one for this game. Killing two is pointless. If you get bonus points for killing more, then sure. Otherwise, it leaves more clues behind.
صدق.
Why you killed two of our friends?
What on earth are you talking about?
لا زال يعيي مو مصدق.
No, I'm not the culprit.
مين أجل القاتل؟
So, why is everyone looking at me like I am?
لأن كانت اللي ارتكبت الجريمة.
Why are they? Calm yourself, Korekio.
اوكي رجعنا لديرة الغرابة، العاصمة غريب،
Yes.
والرئيس كروكيو.
You mustn't raise your voice. You mustn't stutter.
وش قاعد يصير؟
You mustn't lose composure. You mustn't become flustered. You mustn't waver.
تجيب الكاميرا كل مرة تقرب بس رجعنا وخر شوي.
Look at their horrid faces. This sorry lot is not worth agonizing over. You're right.
من هي ذي؟
Yeah. You're right.
حبيبته.
There he goes again. What the hell's wrong with him?
It almost seems like he's talking with someone. Someone? He's just talking to himself. And why the hell is he wearing lipstick?
ما ادري. لو اول تقول لي حط روج وقاعد يسولف عادي كان قلنا ايه، بس يحط روج ويتكلم كذا على اساس انه شخصين تقول ايه هذا الرجال فقد عقله خلاص.
No matter how loudly you protest, this is a trivial matter. I've never acknowledged your allegations. Not a single one of them.
طيب انا ما علي منك، انا علي منهم هم، احنا اللي بنصوت.
So you see, there is no evidence that I killed Angie.
السيف.
No, I will not acknowledge it. I will only acknowledge facts, true events. I will acknowledge fiction, mystery.
هذا كله كان صدق.
I won't acknowledge your deductions or guesses. Well said. Good job, Korekio. Yes, thanks.
Creeps me the fuck out!
اتفقت معك بهذه.
There is evidence.
يب في دليل.
What? You do realize bluffs like that won't work, yes?
The weapon that was used to knock Angie unconscious in the empty room. That weapon tells us the whole story, Kyo.
او الخشب اللي لقيناه. انقفط.
That's not possible. I think you may have misunderstood. Apologize. Come on, apologize.
انا متاسف.
Apologize. 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 Apologize.
خلاص اسف، وخري عني، اسف.
Seriously, what the hell's happening?
يعجبني لما الشخصيات اللي بعالم غريب يقولون هي وش قاعد يصير. الحين تبدا. يب. argument.
I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong.
اكيد لان والله عندي ادله قويه تثبتك.
I'm not the culprit. So I have nothing to confess.
اوبس غلط.
I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong.
اوبس.
Yes, I'm not the culprit. So I have nothing to confess.
اوبس غلط.
I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong.
يجي اللي يقول هولد وانا اسوي
I'm not the culprit.
اكيد انك كتبت
Why must you force your delusions on us?
يجي من البيئه اللي ورا
It's merely
تغيرت.
delusion. Well said, Korekio. To continue this debate is meaningless.
لا راح نستمر بهالنقاش.
Force your delusions on us. Your logic? That's merely a delusion. Well said, Korekio. To continue this debate is meaningless. Why must you force your illusions on us.
انا هي مو باكاذيب يا ابن الحلال، لما اوريك الادله اقول هذول هن قدامك.
Not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that?
لانك انت القاتل.
You're all wrong, not me. Correcchio speaks the truth.
يعني حنا المهبل وانت العاقل. هي
Apologize. Apologize. Apologize.
ما انا متاسف.
Told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that?
لانك انت القاتل.
Not me. Correcchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot.
وش هذا بيصير زي
Apologize. Apologize. Apologize.
وش كان اسمه؟
I told you I am
شو اسم ذاك الفيلم القاتل اللي ظاهر انه هو امه؟
me like that. You're all wrong, not me. Correcchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot.
ناسي والله وش اسمه.
Apologize. 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 I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me?
يلا وش فان بلو
You have no proof that Correcchio is the killer.
moved floorboard. شوف
I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me. Correcchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. Apologize.
هي وش
You have no proof that Correcchio is the killer.
بورد.
I told you
اخذت
I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're
لانك
all
انت
wrong,
القاتل.
not me. Correcchio
غلط.
speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. Apologize.
اوكي يلا وش هي؟
You have no proof that Correcchio is the killer.
removed floorboard. غلط اخترت غلط.
I told you I am not the
هذه
You're looking at me like
ما عمرهم ضبطوا زين.
all wrong, not me. Correcchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot.
شوي اصبر
You
الحين.
have no proof that Correcchio is the killer.
removed floorboard. يا صح علي. بام.
Keo hit Angie with the same floorboard used in the seesaw trick.
هذا السلاح الجريمة حقك.
I see. And how do you know the floorboard was the murder weapon?
كان عليه دم.
There was a small patch of dry blood on the underside of the floor.
يعني شوف شلون جاية.
Angie's blood?
ايه لانه ناشف بعد.
Blood that spattered there when the culprit struck Angie with the board. But that's not the only evidence that she was hit with that floorboard. There's also the blood stain under the floor to consider. For that to be there, the floorboard must not have been in place at the time of the attack.
Good point.
Hmm.
Had the floorboard been in place, her blood wouldn't have splattered beneath it.
Keo's earlier confession is further evidence that the floorboard was used.
How?
شلون؟
The weapon used to hit Angie is the floorboard from the seesaw trick.
It
صح.
means the culprit knew about the seesaw, so the same person killed Tenko and Angie.
صح. فطائك.
I believe that while Keo was setting up the seesaw, he was holding the board
كأنه من ديد رايزنج.
when Angie walked in.
Helicopter with a floorboard!
What's up? بوم.
What you do now is accepted. You even confessed to Tenko's murder already.
فوضعك مزري.
Looks like we're almost at the end.
يلا الحين
All
وظيفتي.
right, Shuichi. I'll leave the finale to you. Bring down the house.
bring the house down.
Put an end to this
طيب
for Angie and Tenko's sake. End this class trial.
علشان تنكو انجي تاكل تبن.
I understand. I'll go over everything one more time. Keo, I want you to confess. No, I will force you to confess.
ايه كفو. closing argument. واو هذول لازم احل 7. Who was the culprit within the empty room؟ كان مع تانكو بس ما في صورة تثبت. What weapon used to not kind هذا السلاح. ثم لزق شرطون على راسه. What weapon killed Angie؟ كان السيف. whose effigy was stabbed؟ كانت ايش كان اسمها هذه؟ كايدي بس ما في الصورة حقتها الحين. الطخة. يعجبني شوف يسألك وين انطعن ثم الصورة اللي بعد تخرب. when Angie's body was found who's unlocked the door؟ كان كوكيتشي فما في الصورة له. what object did Tenko in the seance؟ كان الحصاد. what weapon did the culprit set up in the cage؟ مو معي. who's beside Kokichi was responsible for exhausting the candle؟ كان أنا بس ما عندي صورة لي. how was the culprit able to move around in the dark؟ the path salt. when the culprit approached the cage. ارجع. يلا حليت انا هذول كلهم. الحين نرجع البداية. who was the culprit؟ طيب هذه هذه اخترت غلط. اجل ترى موجودة من زمان انا بس كنت حمار. معنا An Angie body was found. Who unlocked the door؟ كان كوكيتشي. كان أنا. طبعا بقى ثنتين. When the culprit approached the cage. كان طخ رجع ضرب الأرض. وهذه حليناه. دنقنرونبا. Act 1.
Let's look back at the first murder. It was late last night. The culprit was in the empty room on the 4th floor.
بس صارت رح نفس ورا ذبح تانكو والى الحين هذا ما عرفناه.
Was preparing the seance murder they had planned. To use the floorboard as a seesaw, they had to cut the crosspiece supporting it. The plan was to make the same preparations for all 3 empty rooms. This would be
سبحان الله بس.
away from the culprit and whoever picked the room. To cut the cross pieces, they needed a saw. I imagine they got one from the warehouse.
كل مكان ما نكون محط أسلحة.
In all 3 rooms. However, when the culprit was working on the middle room, the unexpected happened.
دخل عليها أحد.
Angie walked into that room and saw the culprit making their preparations. She needed some fire for the ritual and had gone to the room for a candle. At that point, the culprit had not finished the setup. Just cutting cross pieces.
شرط ان انجي قاعدة تقول اتوا told you not to be here وثم سحبت عليه. يعني انا لو شفت واحد قاعد يقطع الارض والله لا افقع.
Angie might not have concluded that it was tied to some kind of murder plan.
لأنه دبشه.
But now that Angie had seen it, the culprit couldn't. Any other person might have just given up.
ضغطت اكس بار غلط.
Not our culprit. The culprit took the floorboard they loosened and struck the unsuspecting Angie in the head.
شكل كيو كان يعدد رايزنج ذاك الوقت.
The culprit did not want to give up on their plan and had to improvise.
يعني كان لو ذبح انجي خلاص وقف بس لا مستمر.
wrapped duct tape around Angie's injury to stop the bleeding. Then they picked up her unconscious body and carried her to a research lab. While she was unconscious, the culprit hurried to tie up this loose end.
هو غبي كيو. لو انه مثلا ذبح هذه الطريقه وذبح هذه الطريقه خلى يعقد الثنتين كان قلنا ايه. سونيكا بعمره.
But because they were in a hurry, they made a crucial oversight.
انه سوى نفس طريقه القتل اكثر من
They
مره.
didn't notice the duct tape had peeled off and was under Angie's body. Without that evidence, we may never have figured out the culprit's trick. Carrying the supplies they needed, the culprit returned to the ultimate art lab. Locked the front door from inside. And took out the katana they brought from their own lab.
ابغى اخذ هذه الصوره واحط عليها ايش كان اسمه هذا؟ ادم. من هو اسمه ادم البطل حق نيو، حطه هنا.
Stabbed Angie in the back of the neck, finally killing her. Then, to further confuse us, the culprit attempted to make a locked room mystery. First, they used rope from the warehouse and hung 4 effigies upside down. There were 2 reasons for this.
لا والله وش الخطه ذي؟
To overwhelm the room with an occult atmosphere. And the other was the key to locking the room. The culprit stuck the katana into Kaede's effigy near the rear entrance.
قاعد يلفك عشان طق تسكر الباب على
Spun
الدرب.
the effigy around to twist up the rope. After enough turns, the culprit let go and headed for the rear door.
وي
Once released, the effigy began spinning, and the gold leaf katana with it.
وبعد كيبو ايش يسوي المفروض
The
ككمها
handle of the katana then hit the sliding lock, locking the door.
ككمل الريتشوال خلى احد الطلاب يرجع الحياة ثم لزق الجريمة باللي رجع.
A difficult trick, but remember that the lock was so loose it moved at the slightest touch. The culprit also would have had the opportunity to attempt it many times. Once complete, the door was locked, but the duct tape was left behind. Perhaps the culprit noticed it, but by that point, it was too late.
تأخرت عليه خلاص عشان افتح الباب.
The room was sealed. There was no way for them to get back inside. Then, this morning, we opened up the room and discovered Angie's body.
لأن كوكيتشي ما قصر والله الله يعطيه العافية.
But the culprit wasn't finished. They wanted one more murder.
معي كروكي مو مرتاح مو قاعد ينام بالليل زين لبس بجريمة قتل واحدة.
To do that, they manipulated us into performing this seance. Of the 3 empty rooms, the middle one was chosen for the seance. I was invited by Kokichi to take Kibo's place in the seance.
يعني طردوا كيبو فجأة بعد ما جابوه.
Tenko volunteered to be the medium, but she never imagined it would get her killed.
لو اني داري كان قلت كان كمان قلت لا تانكو لا تروح، كان قلت هيميكو تروح.
To perform the seance, the culprit claimed they needed something for Tenko. small stone that Himiko had brought from the courtyard. Tenko, at the culprit's request, bowed her head until it was touching the stone.
يعني مستحيل احد يدري مين درى انه بيموت بوسط جريمة قتل.
That position was instrumental in making sure the murder went as planned. Next, Kokichi and I placed the iron cage over Tenko in the middle of the magic circle. The culprit then volunteered to drape the white cloth over the iron cage. We didn't realize it at the time, but that was a deliberate decision by the culprit.
كان من خطته الجهنمية ذي.
They needed to set up the murder weapon that was used to kill Tenko.
يعني ما فكر كيو يوقف يقول لا ليه كمل خلاص واحدة تكفي.
While they were covering the cage with a cloth, they secretly placed the sickle.
Sickle.
Finally, 4 of us placed the wooden statue on top of the cage. The culprit used the weight of the statue to keep the murder weapon in place.
عشان لو رفع القفص.
After the preparations were complete, we began the seance.
على بالي نار ولعت فجأة من النص.
In complete darkness, we each stood in one corner and sang the cage child song.
ما عدا واحد ما كان واقف.
When the song finished, the soul of the dead was supposed to enter the medium.
بس الشيء الوحيد اللي دخل تانكو كان سكين برقبته.
But our culprit had another plan, to commit a murder in the darkness. Right after we started singing, the culprit began making their way toward Tenko. It would have been quite difficult to do in total darkness, but our culprit had a guide.
الملح اللي بالأرض.
They used the lines of the magic circle drawn with salt. The culprit felt for the salt and used it to guide them along. And when the culprit reached the center of the circle,
قال هو اليوب ونط.
they found the floorboard that had its crosspiece cut off the night before. Then lifted up their foot and stomped down hard on the floorboard.
اوه
The floorboard lifted up
بكره
like a
اشوفه. صب جت رقبه لا.
and pushed Tenko's body up toward the ceiling of the cage. Tenko was stabbed in the back of the neck by the sickle on the top of the cage. She was killed right before our eyes, and we didn't even see it.
يعني كو حمير. اولنا كان هيميكو.
After committing the crime, the culprit followed the salt back to their corner.
التفسير الوحيد اللي ممكن يقوله كيو انه ذبح انجي.
And had us light the candles.
ذبح انجي بس جاء انفصل في الشخصية ثم ذبح تانكو. شخصيته الثانية هو اللي ذبحها.
We followed the culprit's directions and removed the equipment used for the seance. And discovered Tenko's body. While we were all focused on the body, the culprit picked up the sickle and
مكابنة
dropped
بقوة.
it under the floor through the hole in the corner of the room.
كيف يجيب العمة اللي يركضون.
The final step of the murder was unwittingly carried out by us. The culprit
ساعدنا
had planned
القاتل.
the murder so that we would unintentionally destroy some evidence. That evidence was the magic circle that the culprit used to navigate in the dark.
بس ما درى انه شو اسمه الذيبان كيبو فزع لنا. يعجبني الصورة هذه
The culprit didn't know that Kibo had taken a picture.
لانه ذيبان.
He really saved us. Without that, we wouldn't know what changes were made to the circle. But now we know for certain, and we know the culprit drew the magic circle.
المضروب الوحيد.
Korekyo Shinguchi, the ultimate anthropologist. You're the culprit behind these murders.
طيب وش بتقول الحين؟ بتقول wonderful وجميل، بتقول oh humanity.
That's where my detective work leads us. It all fits.
أو لا خايف.
Sweet Korekio. There were times when it's necessary to admit defeat.
ايش السالفة؟
Admit? Yeah. Okay.
So you finally admit you did it.
أخيرا اعترف.
Yes. Yes. It's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate.
وشو انك انقفضت؟ او انك ذبحتهم؟
My one regret. My only regret.
وشو النمك الوحيد؟
Not being able to make 100 friends.
تقدر تصنع 100 صديق؟
100 friends?
شلون؟
It was my dream to make 100 friends.
حلو. طيب.
Oh, it's so unfortunate. I was so close to 100.
وش يعني؟ ان انت خايت من قبل 90 ثم فجأة طلعت على 12 ثم في 18 ثم كان حلمك تسوي 100 صديق.
What are you talking about? Do not understand a word of this.
مو هم بلازم نفهم صدقني.
Who gives a fuck? Let's vote for this kooky bastard and be done with this already.
أول مرة تقول شيء صح.
Roger that. One voting time. I'm enough.
The heart racing excitement as
ساكتين. سمعت شيء؟ لا.
The heart racing excitement.
Has a blackened in a spot list.
هو قال مو انا دوم اسحبوا عليه.
It's voting time.
مسكين ما انا دام. تسأل من القاتل. وينك؟ الشخص الوحيد المضروب.
Now then, it seems the voting has finished. Let's see the result.
ابغى اشوف واحد عليه ولا شيء زي كذا. يس كلهم عليه.
Who'll be chosen?
عارفين من بلاكند، ما يحتاج تقول يا مركومة كل مرة. تسأل من القاتل. كمان بدأوا يقلون. يعني كم باخذ سي اي بي اي. والله هي طويلة. نسيت شو القضية الثالثة كانت طويلة شوي. واو سيريسلي يعجبني يقول حد جدكم.
Absolutely right.
يب.
All right.
managed to get 12 correct. Verdict in a row or protect should proceed a bonus round. انا ابي بونس.
For now.
خلصنا. صدق ليش ذبحت انجي تانكو؟ انجي اوكي بس تانكو ليش اضطريت اذبحه؟ صدق والله وش كان دافعك؟ صدق هل في امل انك ترجع احد حياته؟ هل هذا دافعك؟ عجبني قال كنت خايف مثل كايتو، قال اسكت ما انا بخايف انا. ritual had nothing. لحظة يعني الدافع ما كان هو دافعك للقتل؟ ايش كان دافعك؟ My friends, I'll tell you I never once believe in the ritual. طيب ايش كان دافعك؟ ما عمري صدقتنا بهذه انت تقول ما راح تذبح احد على شيء تافه زي كذا وانت اللي يحب الاشياء هذه. يعجبني يقول جريمة القتل حقتي ما لها علاقة بالدافع. انت وراك ذبحتهم. For the one that I love. ذبح حبيبته.
There is someone that I love.
اللي يمدح شخصيته كذا اللي يفك ناعه. From the bottom of my heart, someone so dear, someone I long for. حبيبته شكله خاقين عليه من زمان. واو.
Her with all my heart, and she loves me with all her heart.
من هي؟
We vowed an endless love to each other, forever bound by fate. None
من
can
هي؟
come between us. We are bound by an intense love, no matter what anyone says.
وشو الحب هذا تتكلم عنه؟
What?
Bang about your perfect love. طب وشو الحب هذا حقك المثالي 10 من 10؟ Because you need to kill both. Place I did it to escape this place. يا جماعة ذبحت عشان تهج.
Wonderful.
I have no need to escape this place. The one I love is inside. من هي؟ من هي اللي أحبه داخلي؟
Wait.
ما حد يبي يحبك اصلا يا ميو. كسبلوش. صدق منو ذا اللي تحبه؟ مين تحبينه صدق؟ وانا say inside يا حظ تقول لما تقول بالداخل مو بقصدك داخل اكاديمي يعني داخلك. اوكي الوضع بدا اي ديك اصبر اضرب فرامل بقوة اضرب فرامل لدرجة انت نفسك بتطير من المقعد. البنت اللي تحبه وخق علي اختك. قلبنا لانسترز من جيم اوف ثرونز يا ناس. والموسيقى عجبتني اشتغلت الحين. وش تحبها اختك؟ قسمنا البعض حب لا نهائي. من هي اختي؟ كل تبن اي شخص يقولك زي كذا المفروض ما لكم يقول اذبحوه انا ما عندي مشكله. ما حد قال لك شيء انتي. يعجبني ردك لو انت اختك كان ذبحوا نفسه اصلا من زمان. طيب It's not that difficult. My sister is my lover. لا مو في اشياء صعبة. اصبر. مو بتجي تقول لي كذا اختي هي اللي احبها. اصبر لا اسكت. وتقول ما في مشكلة. لا ما هو طبيعي. في حدود وفي اشياء المفروض ما تصير. يعني وش هالشابتر ذا؟ ورا يورونا الصورة. يعجبني التنبيه اللي فوق no physical connection. كل تبن. اوه
How I long for my sister's warmth.
اوه
The only time I felt at peace was when I was enveloped in my sister's warmth.
اوه اسكت لا.
For my beloved sister.
اوه
Always messing around.
كنت بتجي تروح لما اختك الكلب ها؟ اضطريت تقتل علشانه؟ شلون؟ It's very sickly. She was always at the hospital ever since. اختك تعبانة من زمان. She didn't have many friends. She always seemed so lonely. Even if I could be her little brother and her lover. لا تقوله اسكت لا تقوله يا كروكيو. اسكت. اوه يا ابن الحلال جايمي لانستر من جيم اوف ثرونز يبي يقول لك يا ابن الحلال خف علينا اركض شوي ديك ريوس. So I thought I'd find some of her friends my dearest deceased. أخته ميتة.
Do you understand?
Is now a ghost, so her friends should be ghost. يعني باختصار ذبحت ناس عشان يصيرون أشباح ويصيرون مع أختك شبح.
For my beloved sister.
I've killed many to send her to 100 friends. They're all wonderful people worthy of being sister. Ugh. موناكو ما ودك تقول شيء.
Incomprehensible.
موناكو ما قاعد ياكل فشار ورا هو مستانس. Sister's very happy. هذه اخته اجل اللي كان يحب اللي يفك كذا تقول هذه اخته يعني اصبر اوكي انا حاطه يدي الحين بالارض اصبروا علي دقيقة ثواني. يعني هو كان يحب اخته ثم اخته ماتت ثم هي صارت شبح ثم هو اضطر يذبح الناس علشان يخلي الناس اشباح عشان يروح لهم اخته. ويوم ماتت اخته جوهم في صف الشخصية صار هو واخته بنفس الشخص واحد. علشان كذا احنا كلمناه قال انه يقوم الساعة 6 ويقعد لما الساعة 7:30 عشان يطلع لانه كان يجهز نفسه طول هالوقت. وش قاعد يصير؟ يعجبني كوكيج يشوفه ورا بالزاوية مستانس. يقول عادي انت داري. طب مو بضغط مربع اصبر تقري وسلا. Could it be that lipstick for...
I am Korekio's older sister.
I'm Korekio's older sister. Thank you for looking out for me. كل تبن لا. صدق. ماركوما ما ودك تعدموها الحين تكفى. بس كيف عجبني شوف ايش قال يوم ماتت يقول انجنيت يقول بس انا جت لمي. She visited me during one of my seance and stayed inside me.
Korekio.
No.
Are you serious?
لا.
Told you.
What a sad girl who can't even believe in the power of love. يعني لما ميوت يقول ايو اعرف انك وضع خطأ. يعني هو قتل كثير اجل. انت وقال انت تقول انك ذبحت ناس كثار قبله. Kill to escape here there wasn't يعني هو ما كان هدفه انه يطلع. اكيد يقول انا هدفي اذبح 100 شخص بس لا تلومني مع الناس اللي يذبحون. انا عاقل. عاقل انت. Only kill girls who I think are worthy of being sister friends. يذبح بنات بس. عشان كذا وحرض قال لازم يكون بنت يوم بالسيانس. And beside Maki and Mew. Ouch. Maki and Mew ياكلون تبن. فيكتيم ايه صح كان انتي. اجل تنكو ماتت عنك باختصار. ليتوها العكس. It would have been great but Tenko volunteering made me so happy. تبن. مرة يعني الأولى كان عنده هدف، الثانية كان عنده هدف، هذا هدفه مضروب. Yes, I've studied many people.
Can this be?
Against the darkness of school, all by...
Beautiful.
She was perfect friend. Oh. لا خلاص لا. يعني لا. قلت لك. بعد شوي بيدخل علينا قلت لك بيدخل جيمي بعد شوي بيقول dude take it down a notch.
No way.
Wow, you did all that just to kill.
Let's see. For my beloved sister.
يا ساتر يعني يقول رغبته للقتل عشان اخته اقوى من رغبته كانثروبولوجيست. بحذرك يا كايتو.
Are you okay?
بحذرك. بعذره بيخاف بعد ايش قاعد شفت ايش قاعد تسوي شوف ايش قاعد يصير قدامك. Not plan to kill both of them. يعني انجي دخلت بالغلط عليك. يوم دخلت قال ليه لا باينك على راسه. يذبح لانه قدر.
Correcchio.
such a وش مو thoughtful، مو thoughtful انه يذبح احد. And now I can't send 100 friends. Do you understand now? Those were the circumstances. ما فهمت شيء. انا اتفق معه، يقول impossible to understand.
Why? But how?
يجي نقول اوه ليش تذبح ناس؟ قال اوه ارتاح، مو مسألة كبيرة. لا بعصب. لو انه انجي كان تاكل تبن انجي، بس تانكو لا. Unchanges person from the soul, lives on as a ghost.
That's right.
Though I'm a ghost, I'm always by Kiriku's side. Oh. خلاص.
Was that?
متى الإعدام بس؟
And another thing.
News stations get such high rates when they're reporting about death. Everyone likes unfair death.
Maybe.
If people are watching this, مين اللي بيشوفها الحين؟
You got me.
So then,
لا تقول احنا اخوياك، احنا ما احنا باخوياك.
sister,
Correcchio.
هاي بيروح يشوف اخته. اخيرا اول مرة اتحمس على البانشمنت تايم. ايه.
Sister. That's right.
From now on, no one will try to stop. Oh, لا.
therefore, from an anthropological point of view,
يعني. اوه.
yes.
The living must find a reason, however forced, to accept death when it happens. in terms of death لازم تتقبلوا الموت مهما كان.
I prepared a very special punishment.
تكفى حذبه هي موته. ما نبيك تشوفنا، انا ابيك تبعد عنا اذا مت. يا بالحين انا باخذ جثتك بعد ما تموت وبركبه بصاروخ وبطيره للشمس.
Humanity is beautiful.
لا لسه لي يس اخيرا على البانشمنت تايم. وخروا عنا تكفى. اوه ايش ذا؟ او بيعدم الساموراي. culture melting pot. ايش راح يسوون بالله؟ شلون ما رجع؟ طيب بيطبخونه. ساعة شو الدنقم يطلع من عينه. راح انتحر. لا ما ندام. ساتر الذئب. ورجع صار شبح. ركب عليه ملح. حتى اخته بعد. حتى اخته تقول ما تبيه. يس ارتحنا الحين انه مات. اوكي الاداء ذا حلو ومشيت. يبيني ارجع العب مروماسا ريبيرث. كويس اللعبة. ما انا دام صدق. ليش لا؟ ليش راح؟
How can this be?
عجبني قال اوه حبيبي ولدي المزيون مات. مو مات عفوا انتحر. يا سلام يا حبيب. ماركوما. اجل كانوا الناس يتنازلون على ما ندم، عشان كذا يبغى الناس يصيرون حبايب. نسوا بسرعه قال ها مين ما ندم. خلصنا. هلا جبنا نكرونوم مكان نبي خلصه. نبي نسوي على الاقل اذا الحين عندك كانت كذبه. ايش بنخسر احنا شيء؟ عجبتني قالت كذا راح نرجع واحد من اخواننا، يعني مسألة مين؟ قال كلهم وسخين ما ابيهم. يعطيكم العافية على المشاهدة، كان معكم اخوكم عبد السلام و اخته. ها ابن الكلب، ابن الكلب.